Staten Island Expressway just west of Bradley Avenue. All of it subject to closure and a standstill, inching all the way back to Highland Boulevard. Still trouble-ridden through Queens. Westbound LI at Queens Boulevard, left lane out with a wreck. The mess from Main Street. Eastbound loaded into the area from B3 to Wabernecking, and then more company out towards the Nassau line. Southbound Van Wyck, right at Kew Gardens. Center lane out with a crash involving a truck. Southbound clear. You're going to do that stretch for you in better shape. Here's what you need to know about the bridges and tunnels. Citybound George 30 up, 20 down. Southbound Deegan Leaf bad getting out of town. Lincoln's about 10 minutes in, 15 out, 20 to 30 at the outbound Holland and the outbound Skyway. The covered roadway a mess getting back to Connolly. So the Newark Bay going to be the better play either way. I'm Greg Rice. Our next report at 2:51 on 1010 Wins.
We have an update to a story we've been telling you about today. A Bronx man has now been arrested in connection with a scooter accident that left his 4-year-old son dead. 1010 Wins reporter Eileen LaPalmer with the details.
Felipe says his brother-in-law, William Baez, was turning onto his block on West 190 Bird Street. That's when police say 24-year-old Mario Rosario, with his 4-year-old son on the back of the scooter, slammed into Baez's Toyota.
People are just driving scooters left and right, and with a child, that's devastating.
The child thrown from the scooter and died of a head injury. He wasn't wearing a helmet. Rosario charged with endangering the welfare of a child and for having the scooter, which was reported stolen. Felipe tells me his entire family will need therapy.
It's really strong, something to have to live with.
Eileen LaPalmer, 1010 Wins on Bailey Avenue in the Bronx.
With Nissan 243. It's something commuters on Long Island have been waiting for decades. A third LIRR track between Queens Village to Maryland Avenue in Garden City made its debut this morning. The second section of that track, which will go to Carl Place, opens August 29th. The track will allow the commuter railroad to run more trains and in the opposite direction during rush hour. Two local lawmakers who have been among the biggest critics of congestion pricing kept up their campaign today against the plan and are now calling for additional oversight of the MTA. 1010 Wins reporter Glenn Suck with the story.
Congress members Gottheimer and Maliotakis, New York, New Jersey, Democrat and Republican, calling on the Inspector General to audit the MTA as to why they need all this money for congestion pricing.
The MTA backwards is ATM. That's how they're treating us in Jersey, like their ATM machine. Nicole and I and everybody agrees the same thing, right? This is outrageous.
Maliotakis says the MTA should focus on other ways to recoup money that they've already lost.
Going after the fare evaders that cost tens of millions of dollars to the agency. They should be going after those who are the toll evaders as well on the bridges and tunnels.
Glenn Shuck, 1010 Wins News.
The MTA hopes to have congestion pricing in place late next year or early 2024. Public hearings begin next month. Police are looking for the hit-and-run driver who they say struck and killed a 74-year-old man in Ridgewood, Queens last night. It happened around 7:15 at Myrtle and Seneca Avenues. Police say B. Tran was crossing the road when he was hit by a black BMW heading east on Myrtle Avenue. The driver continued on, going southbound on Seneca Avenue. Wins News Time 2:45.
Hey everyone, it's Kenny Mayne, the host of Hey Maine, the Kenny Mayne Talks to Famous People podcast. Made a list of people we thought would say yes, and most of them did. Not going to call out the others who didn't. Actually, what the others do mainly is don't answer. So not really saying no. So really, our potential audience for guests and for listening audience is the whole planet. No one really has said no. So we want you to find it on the Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcasts.
One day at a car show, Mike Lutz took a PSA test for prostate cancer sponsored by Perlmutter Cancer Center. Further testing showed Mike did have prostate cancer and needed treatment.
I looked into everything and chose CyberKnife.
Mike's CyberKnife treatment at Perlmutter Cancer Center took just 5 brief appointments in 1 week. Afterwards, Mike felt so good, he went out, picked up his dream car, and put prostate cancer in the rearview mirror. For an appointment, call 833-1-CYBER. That's 833-ONECYBR.
Natural disasters happen every year. Fires, hurricanes, tornadoes. And with that, your most important moments recorded on VHS, camcorder tapes, and 8mm could all be gone in an instant. Cherished moments like your wedding, baby's first step, family trips to Yellowstone, lost. Enter Legacy Box. Digitizing your old media with Legacy Box protects your irreplaceable memories from the threat of natural disaster by digitally preserving them onto thumb drives